That useless crane is now becoming useless. Nothing. His grenadiers are not going to do any damage to my tanks. They aren't at all effective. They are, after all, tanks. But yeah, I do get to use my EMP. Lovely sound. It pretty much takes his entire base offline, although for some unknown reason doesn't take down his hammerhead. Of course, I see a hammerhead, so therefore at this stage I know what Karl's going for. There can be only one thing that Karl's going for, really, in a map this big, with the faction he's chosen. You see, hammerheads have a slot where you can put an infantry unit inside. And with that ability, the equivalent of zone troopers are the only things you really want to put inside, seeing as they can shoot on the floor. Do considerable damage if he has enough of them. But the real question is, can he get enough of them populated by the time I send my next batch of units up? I salvage my tanks. And there you see, there's a couple of stealth tanks. I'm sending them up straight away. Going for perhaps an early stealth tank rush. If Karl can't see me, I can go anywhere I like in his base and attack any building I want and pretty much get a building for free. That's not a good position. If I go for the tech center, it's gonna go down. Not quite sure. I forget what I did. You can see there, I'm going towards the middle. Not quite sure. No point sticking around there. Just around the corner to Karl's base. I'm not sure if at this stage if he knows I have stealth tanks. Although, considering I use them so often, he really should know what I'm bringing. Oh, Grenadier squads go south for the winter. Finally get around to commanding my stealth tanks to do something interesting. Even if that is move 200 meters to the north and stand still. What do I go for? It's the harvesters. Now the harvesters are quite effective against the stealth tanks. That's quite interesting, considering I used to think their rockets were quite weak. I don't like hammerheads, so I destroy them. I lose no stealth tanks in this process. And I can attack from a distance. It appears to be the case that his rockets just aren't that capable in terms of how far they can fire. Karl tries a cheap trick on me. But I still have 3 stealth tanks in his base. Those things have to go down immediately if he wants to win this. See the first of his zone raiders there. He hasn't even occupied one of his hammerheads with those zone raiders. So his entire tactic comes to nothing ultimately. Yeah, I don't think I save any of my stealth tanks. Oh, that's quite costly for Karl. His economy is down again. What I should do is just keep sending units north, even while my stealth tanks are there. But I'm waiting back at my base. I figure I can send a Redeemer up, in fact. I do recall sending this Redeemer up straight away as soon as I got it out of the bay. Any minute now. Come on, validate my statement. Perhaps I remember things that didn't happen. Yay! No, it happened. Now, because Karl's economy is tanked, he can't build anything. If you can't build anything, then you're a sitting duck. But he does do something clever, to say the least. He takes his construction yard south for the winter. My tactics never change. Karl should surely expect the stealth tanks now. He has no refinery yet, so all the trucks are having to go north. I should have gone for his tech center in retrospect. It's far more valuable to Karl than a few trucks. And I may have been able to destroy the tech center and get his trucks. He wouldn't have expected an attack from the north. That's my expansion. Completely untouched. You'll know at this stage, Karl hasn't destroyed any unit remotely close to my base. I can do anything I like and be untouched. My fear is I'll commentate on this game, give Karl the replay, and he'll attack me with great vigor next time. I'll reveal the fact my Redeemer's quite close to his base by destroying a couple of worthless infantry. Karl's economy is starting to get back up from the ground again. He may actually be able to build a hammerhead and put a zone raider in it, and that will be something worth seeing. Note how I send the Redeemer up completely unescorted. I don't expect anything from Karl at this stage. I am under the impression that I can just do whatever I want. Build a rush of bikes there. Something normally reserved for the early part of the game, but can come in quite in handy if Karl has nothing. He doesn't. Are we going to see a hammerhead? There's a hammerhead! And look at this! It's picking up a couple of zone raiders. And there you go. Karl has a hammerhead with zone raider in it. I just want to record that, so that you all know he succeeded in his primary mission. Karl's going to ridicule me for this. Doesn't take much to take down this war factory. Build another hammerhead. Not going to survive for very long. Not with a primarily anti-air force. Although the Redeemer's going to do substantial damage anyway with his ground forces slash buildings. I think forces is a bit strong of a term to use. Karl sells a few things. Does have a couple of zone raiders down here. Should really be bringing them north if he wants to keep his base, but he has sold a lot of things. That tech center is worth quite a lot. He should either have sold it or kept this base. He brought the units up. It might have been worthwhile. The buggies can't do much against zone raiders. The zone raiders will devastate them completely. And the Redeemer can only destroy one unit at a time, and it takes a while for them to recharge. So if the zone raiders come up, they might have had a... It might have been quite